What is up, Nuggets? This is your boy Killer Pizza here with a new video. Now, I know this isn't going to be something like I normally post, which is mostly highlights of my wrestling matches with a little music sprinkled in here or there. But with my new job that I got in January, I've been fortunate enough to make enough money that not only can I pay what I need to pay, save some money, but it lets me feed into my addiction, which is collecting movies. More importantly, horror movies. So I'm just going to give you a rundown on my collection so far. I'm going to try not to go too in depth about each movie, though I know that's not going to work out too well. Anyways, here we go. My horror collection as of right now. First and foremost, my very, very favorite horror movie of all time, Return of the Living Dead. If you don't know, you don't know, and you need to see it. If you do know, you do know. I'll leave it at that. Then I got Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which a lot of people really hate on. But fuck it, man. I love this movie too. It's good. It's a classic. Evil Dead 1 and 2. I mean, filmed in Michigan, where I'm from. Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi. Some of the goriest movies you'll ever see. If you're a horror fan, you know about this. And if you're just getting into horror, I highly suggest watching this one. Or both of them. Pretty much the same movie in a way. You'll know what I mean once you see them. Friday the 13th, 8-movie collection. Was never the biggest Friday the 13th fan. Was more of a Halloween kind of guy. But these are essentials. You need these in your collection if you're going to be a horror fan. Then I grabbed this one off Amazon. Never Sleep Again and Camp Crystal Lake Memories, which is a documentary, double feature. A documentary of Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, 4-disc. It's a very long feature, but really interesting if you want to look behind the scenes into stuff. Worth a watch. Now this one's new. I had to buy this one. I read a couple reviews. Hollywood Chainsaw Massacre, or no, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. It's pretty much, I'm expecting it to be pretty much what I think it's going to be. But I heard Gunnar Hansen is in this too, so maybe he's like the pimp of these hookers or whatever. I hope for some good gore. I've never seen it before. If you've seen it before, let me know in the comments what you think. Now, Dolls. This is one I watched as a little kid with my sister. It don't really hold up so well through time, but it's definitely a good horror movie. A classic in my opinion, definitely worth a watch. The People Under the Stairs, one I always praise. I like the urban community in this, and the plot with the kid trying to make some money, and he finds the gold coins in there, and it's almost more of a thriller. This movie is really deranged, really fucked up. I mean, worth a watch no matter what. I mean, this is Wes Craven at his best. I mean, I'm not a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan, but Wes Craven has a lot of good work, and this is his holy grail in my opinion. This is one to watch. The Thing, the remake by John Carpenter. Easily a lot of horror fans' favorite movie. I mean, it's got Kurt Russell with a full beard. What more do you need? I mean, the special effects, the practical effects are so good. CGI kind of sucks dick. And this is definitely good if you want to just watch this one. Candyman. Tony Todd is unbelievable in any movie he's in. This is a watch. You have to see this one. Now, Sleepaway Camp, this was a blind buy. I never seen the movie, but I always heard good things. And I can't tell you enough about this. This movie is incredible. We all know about the little twist ending. But if you're a fan of horror, I highly suggest you grab this one. Oh, and this one. It's a pretty good sequel. This one sucks. We all know that. But I had to get all three. So fuck it. The scariest movie I've ever seen. I think it's because it has to do with like it's humanized, like a sickness, like someone could be sick like that and they're sick with the devil, you know, they're possessed, and I mean everybody has a form of an idea about religion, and I think that's why this shit is so spooky, man. I mean this one definitely holds up through time. Highly suggest watching this one if you haven't. Which if you haven't, come on, man. Watch this shit. Night of the Demons. This was a video store movie, you know, that we used to get all the time. This one is about a girl, I think Angela, who invites everybody over to a party, then they get possessed by demons, and people get ripped up into shreds, blood, gore, everything we love. And then the 1994 remake, not too big into 90s movies, but I always remember this cover when I was a kid in the video store, how fucking creepy it was, and the little skeleton lollipop and everything. I don't know if I've seen this before, honestly. It's been so long, but I'm going to check this out very soon. Scream Complete Collection. I've never seen the fourth one, but I mean, being 30 years old right now in 2019, these movies had a pretty big impact on me when they were released because of the age I was at. I liked the first couple. I don't know about the third. And I've never seen the fourth, so nice pickup, cheap pickup, worth a watch, I feel. Now, Hate Me Now, my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, Dusk Till Dawn. This has everything. Are they zombies or vampires? I don't fucking know. It's got his little edge to it. Good shit. Reanimator. I didn't have high thoughts about this when I first got it. When I first watched it, I should say. Little, not even really science fiction-y. It has elements in it. But overall, it's really good. I wouldn't say the gore, but the effects are really good. And it's got some fucked up moments in it. But I really enjoyed this one. I highly suggest watching this movie. Street Trash. Well, the legends were true. This is one of the most violent movies I've ever seen. Not violent, but gory. I could go without all the rape scenes in this movie, but it was overall pretty good. And I heard something that the guy who did the cinematography also did work for Titanic. So it all comes full circle. You know, you gotta get your first job somehow, I guess. But that's something that stands out. There's absolutely no plot in this fucking movie. But the camera angles and the music, all that's pretty good. And the gore is definitely good. That's the only reason you watch this shit. Everyone hates this movie. I loved it. Like I said, I'm 30 right now. So when this came out, us as kids in the neighborhood, we thought the shit was real. And it flows pretty well. Good horror movie. I have nothing bad to say about this. Tales from the Hood. Caesar Asher is scared of the little black puppets, and that is what stands out most to me. Caesar Asher is a pretty fucking dope wrestler, and so take his recommendation. He's scared of this movie because he's a pussy, but definitely a good movie to watch. Now this is Tom Savini's remake of Night of the Living Dead, which I actually prefer over the original. I love this movie, everything about it. I love Tony Todd's work. I love that the perseverance. You have to see it. Surprisingly little gore for a Tom Savini movie, but an unbelievable movie. One of my favorite horror movies. Not a big fan of the original. Maybe it's because it's black and white. It's pretty slow, and I don't know. But it was like $20 online. And then I was in Menards the other day and I found it for $4.99 for the 50th anniversary. So come on, man, gotta fucking buy this shit. Speaking of George Romero, Day of the Dead, unbelievable cover art. One of my favorites. After watching this again when I'm older, I realized that Rhodes wasn't a bad guy. He was just being realistic, and these people were fucking tripping trying to reanimate these zombies and shit. But some of the best gore you'll ever see, by Tom Savini, some of the best writing and directing you'll ever see. George Romero's masterpiece, in my opinion. I really want the Dawn of the Dead original, but I guess it's out of print. I can't seem to find it anywhere. If anybody has any leads on a Blu-ray of the original Dawn of the Dead, holla at your boy. Now this one really surprised me. I figured this would just be what it looks like it would be. I always recognized this cover as a kid. I never rented it because I thought my mom would think I was renting like a porno or something based on the cover. But directed and written by women, it's very heavy in like the girl power kind of scene. And they're not just stupid victims, you know. This is a good one. I highly suggest this. I definitely suggest watching Slumber Party Massacre. Killer Workout. This movie was aight. Actually kind of sucked. Good. I mean, just a random wishy-washy slasher from the 80s. If you want to have some fun, not pay too much attention to the plot, check this one out. Chopping Mall. Always heard about this one. Pleasantly surprised. Not a big fan of the kill bots, like robots killing everyone, but more of a fan of the character development and like how resilient they are. They're not just running around like terrified of the killer. They actually try to figure out a way to stop the kill bots. Definitely worth watching. This one is good. The gore is not all that tight, but there's one kill in particular that's worth the buy alone. Now, Zombie by Lucio Fulci. I don't know how to say it. I know Italian gore is pretty wild. I seen this once when I was a kid. Rented it on VHS. Just got it today with the holographic worm face or whatever. I might watch this one tonight. I heard it's really, really gory. You know, classic scene between a zombie and a shark. It's been so long though. I don't remember much. Now we got the remake of Halloween, which I really, really loved. This stuff was good stuff. I hate remakes of horror movies. I get that, like, to be creative, you have to rehash a lot of ideas, because, I mean, what idea isn't? But this is the best remake of, like, the classics I've seen in a very long time. And with that being said, you gotta have the original. I was looking for, like, a good deal on the complete collection, but couldn't find one. Man, just said fuck it, because I have to have this one. The original Halloween by John Carpenter. Not much gore, but the storytelling and the pacing is perfect. Easily in my top 5. Creepshow 1, Stephen King, George Romero. What else needs to be said? It's an anthology film. Lots of good little stories, good gore. It's a classic. Not as popular, but I love Creepshow 2. The only 3 skits. I heard it was supposed to be like 5, but it got cut down. The Raft is the best one. I suggest this one too. Creepshow 3. Nah, just kidding, man. That one fucking sucks. So, Happy Birthday to Me. And this has got this cool little VHS sleeve. I've never seen this one before, but apparently it's like advertised. It's 6 of the like craziest, most bizarre murders you ever seen in a horror movie. It's like cheap movie, cult classic. I'm gonna have to check this one out very soon. Slaughter High. Another one like that I remember for the cover as a kid in the video stores. I was pleasantly surprised with this one. Like, the characters are pretty good, the kills are pretty good. All around, I would highly suggest this slasher movie. Chucky, complete 7-movie collection, which this is the first 3 Child's Play, those 2 shitty movies, then the 2 that were made after, Cult and, Cult and, I don't know, what the fuck? Cult and Curse of Chucky. Overall, honestly, this is one of my favorite franchises when it comes to consistency, besides, like, Seed and Bride. Those are pretty bad, but at the time, they were what they were, you know? Not sure if this is considered a horror movie or not, but Roddy Piper's the fucking man. They Live. What's up? American Werewolf in London, another one I got a good deal on. It's been so long since I've seen this movie. The fact of the matter is, the special effects when he turns into a werewolf or when his friend is the zombie version, those stick out to me through the years, and I know I have to watch this again. So, Demon Knight, Tales from the Crypt movie, always loved it as a kid. Great movie. Was this Bordello of Blood? I never seen this, not too into vampire movies, but it's the only other Tales from the Crypt like movie besides like the originals and Vault of Horror and all that. But gonna have to check this one out. So that is actually all. Sorry, Benny. That is actually all my Blu-rays. So I'll go into my little DVD collection real quick. Tales from the Crypt, the complete series. Fucking love this shit. Had to pick up this Phantasm 5-movie collection. All of them. Not too familiar with these. I've definitely seen the first couple. I'll get to these sooner or later. 31, Rob Zombie, Raped and Pillaged, Halloween, remakes. It's whatever. This was a big deal when it came out. I found it for $3, so I bought it. Slumber Party Massacre 2, which this killer, man, looks like Rick Cartier. He could have really been like a slasher. This was kind of funny. I didn't like that it took to the last 15 minutes to get some kills, but it was a pretty fun movie. Slumber Party Massacre 3. I like the development and the characters, but the kills were weak. It's just an I sequel. Army of Darkness, another $3 one I grabbed. If I'm going to have those fucking first two, you got to have the whole trilogy. I mean, Bruce Campbell. What really is there more to say than just Bruce Campbell? Jeremiah J. Hughes gave me this one, the Poltergeist. Poltergeist 2 and 3. Gave me this shit for free because he thought it was so cool. Redneck Zombies. Seen this once when I was a kid. Don't remember nothing about it. Watched it again. It made me feel like my brain was melting the entire time. But the last 15 minutes was some of the goriest shit I've ever fucking seen. I mean, a good movie just to throw on and have some fun with your pals. Or whatever. And that's pretty much it. I have a Troma film in right now. Surf Nazis Must Die. And as of that, that's my whole collection. So if there's any other movies you guys suggest that I should move into this, let me know. Because I'm all about the horror. I'm all about the fun. My idea for horror is I either need good character development, good kills, or it has to make me laugh. So one of the three. I mean, tell me in the comments, what are your favorite horror movies?